What's up, world? It's your boy Dammit Clem, and today my review might be a little bit more short and concise to the point because on some Black Dynamite shit, your boy is all fucked up. I'm all fucked up. Yay! But all in all, let's jump into the chapter. One Piece chapter 873. This chapter, kind of like how I want my review to be, was very concise and to the point. A lot of this was the Big Mom pirates trying to figure out what caused the explosion, and how they were going to handle things from there. So the chapter starts off with actually the Chicken Man, my boy Tamago, kind of in chicken form trying to think, how did this all start? Where did things go wrong? How the hell did the wedding end up like this? So he's tossing out some theories. Then, first daughter of the Charlotte family, Charlotte Compote, actually throws out an idea. And then, as everyone's discussing exactly what happened and people are trying to pull out the victims from the sponge cake and whipped cream, Peckham shows up again. And let me explain to you why this annoyed the shit out of me, right? So I think just about everybody had a theory that this man was going to come in during the wedding and he was going to be a key figure in what caused the riot. No, instead he shows up after the whole freaking catastrophe, which if you think about it would make him a little bit more suspicious. But he shows up after the whole catastrophe, and then he gives them a little bit of information that the Sun Pirates were kind of cleaning out their area, and it looks like they were about to leave. And then they, this is after he finds out that Jinbei actually left the Big Mom Pirates. So he's kind of helping everybody put everything together, and they come to the conclusion that the Sun Pirates might have been behind the Tamate Bako box explosion because they don't know it was the Tamate Bako box to begin with. So I know a lot of people. I think Mugiwara Met B, some of my own personal Nakama. I'm not sure, was Joy Boy in on this too, but a lot of people had the idea that Big Mom was going to go to Fishman Island for revenge and, basically fuck Fishman Island up because of what the Straw Hats have done to her. So now this is kind of a bigger possibility. But essentially what happens as we go a little bit further in the chapter is that Smoothie's being chased by Big Mom. I don't know what Oda's doing, but he is not giving Smoothie any favor in these chapters. Like, literally, I don't think we've seen her look like a badass since the moment she was introduced. But she's being chased by freaking Big Mom. Big Mom's going on a rampage. Now, I understand why they're doing it this way for plot and story purposes, but I don't like the fact that I don't like what happens next. Basically, Pero Spero manages to kind of coerce Big Mom, talk to her, and make her believe that the Straw Hats have an additional wedding cake that was made for her. Now, before I go into why I don't like that, I will say this chapter handed me my ass in terms of two particular characters I had theories on. One of which I'll talk about right now. Charlotte Opera. Like, when Montdor said, oh, this dude is gone, he saved his own skin, I thought that meant that this man was, like, on the Straw Hat ship hiding away, or that he had left Whole Cake Island in general. This dude is hiding on the same island Big Mom lives. What the fuck is this guy doing? Do you have no natural survival instincts at all? Why would you still be on that island if you're afraid Big Mom is going to drain your freaking life force? But let's just put that to the side for now. So, as far as this is concerned, I wasn't a big fan of Pero Spero being able to talk to Big Mom and convince her about everything with the Straw Hat Pirates, because previously we've seen when she goes into her rages, there is no talking to her, there is no coercing her. She's just in her rage mode, and that's that. Unless you tell her exactly what she wants to hear, like, the wedding cake is right here, mama, she's going to fuck you up. Like, there is no reasoning with her. So the fact that he was able to manipulate her to believe that this wedding cake that she wanted was all the way with the Straw Hats, I kind of thought was bullshit. but I understand why it happened. So Big Mom basically gives him an ultimatum: if I find out you're lying, Petal Speto, you're gonna pay with your life. Then she hops on Zeus, and they're off to go chase the Straw Hats. So now the Big Mom pirates are kind of standing around. They're like, all right, shit. Now we're really in trouble. Like, Petal Speto's gonna die if we don't figure this out. Enters the other character that handed me my ass as far as this theory thing was concerned, Pudding. I thought Pudding had dipped out during the wedding at some point during all the chaos and that we were going to see her stowing away on the Straw Hat ship or something like that, but no. She's still here on her little magic carpet thingy, and she actually says, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a chocolate chiffon cake. If it's me and chiffon, there shouldn't be any problems. It'll be delicious. Not even head chef Streusen, who's over in the corner all bandaged up because he couldn't make a good fall for himself. I mean, he couldn't make a good landing for himself when he was saving everybody else. So basically, she says when it comes to chocolate, nobody on that island can see her as far as her cooking skills are concerned. So we get into a position where they basically have to call Pudding out and say, well, look, maybe that's the case, but Chiffon is with Capone, and I don't think we're getting to her. And, you know, Pudding basically holds up her gun like, oh, don't worry, I'll convince her. Which would be interesting because being that Capone knows the island and he was an affiliate with Big Mom, I would think that he would have a faster way of getting off of the island than the Straw Hats, but maybe not. I don't know. But, so they're talking about potentially having Pudding make this cake, and she even tells Petal Speto, if you guide her towards Chocolate Town, this can all be accomplished. Personally, I subscribe to a lot of different theories, particularly Joy Boy's, that, you know, she's kind of speaking out of malice, and she's kind of trying to hide her true feelings for the whole Sanji situation, because she said Sanji disgraced her. And she even remembers in the back of her mind the whole thing about him saying her eye was beautiful. So I think she's hiding her feelings. Also, something interesting happened because they started to say that, you know, it's almost as if they identified the evil Pudding as a completely different person and that they're acknowledging her evil side now, which kind of makes me think maybe it's like a split personality sort of thing. Because according to Pudding, only the family members really know about her evil side, but I'm starting to think like this really is a hardcore act. Like that's not really who Pudding is at all. But the chapter ends pretty interestingly, because I did miss a small tidbit of information. Now, they said that they sent different squads after the Straw Hats, the Fire Tank Pirates, and the Germa. But you see most of the key members there, so you would assume that they sent fodder. Now, I don't think the fodder's going to show up for the Straw Hats because we saw Big Mom herself, you know, chasing down the Straw Hats. As far as the Germa and the Fire Tank, I'll be honest, I'm subscribing to another theory that I think Joy Boy had. If they send anyone after the Germa, what's going to happen is the Germa's going to use that to capitalize, and they're going to end up somehow in possession of Pudding, which is probably going to cause the Ichiji Sanji fight. But completely different topic. As far as the end of the chapter, we see Big Mom in hot pursuit of the Straw Hats. Now, the Straw Hats manage to get back to the Seducing Woods. They navigate through on King Bomb because apparently Nami was hiding another Viver card with Big Mom's energy on it, or her essence on it. Because apparently she just cut the fucking thing in half, which really fucking convenient, but okay, whatever. So she manages to cut the damn thing in half at some point that we haven't seen, and she's using it to control King Bomb. Now, I thought King Bomb was dead. I'm sure that slow ballad attack he had looked slow, painful, and I thought we could see his soul emanating out of him, but no. Apparently he's stitched back together. He's still alive. That's kind of weird, but okay. So, they're riding through the Seducing Woods, and they look behind them, and they see Big Mom, her gigantic ass on this cloud. She's got Napoleon the Bicorn sword activated, and she's basically screaming out for that wedding cake. So next week we're going to be on break. The chapter we get next is going to be a double issue, which I believe means we're just going to get like a double the length sort of chapter, which will be great. If I were to put out a prediction for what's going to happen there, I would probably say they're going to be in. I'm going to make the prediction that they're going to be in. They're either going to be chased by Big Mom and just barely escaping with their lives, or Luffy may have to confront Big Mom again. Like, I could honestly see him being like, okay, look, I'm not trying to fight her, but I got something that'll keep us safe for the time being, but I need you guys to, like, I'm going to be entirely useless for a while after this happens. You're going to have to literally make sure I'm safe. And then he hops off, gives Big Mom a King Kong gun, because, in the last chapter, they had a clash, Big Mom and Luffy, and, well, not the last chapter, but Big Mom and Luffy had that clash where he went gear 4th and she used her ornament haki. So what that makes me think is Big Mom is vulnerable to Luffy in gear 4. Not like super vulnerable like fucking Doflamingo, but vulnerable enough where if he swings and she doesn't block, she'll take damage. So I think he hits her with the King Kong gun straight to the face. She falls off Zeus or whatever. The Straw Hats grab him, and they're like, okay, now on top of pissing her off, you fucking hit her. She's gonna try to kill us. Luffy's gonna be entirely knocked out, and he's gonna have to depend on the Straw Hats to protect him. Big Mom's gonna get back on Zeus, and she's going to be twice as furious. And that's gonna be kind of what's gonna happen. And on the flip side of that, we're gonna see Pudding making preparations to cook for Big Mom. She said she needed Chiffon, but she may seek out Sanji instead, for the fact that the Fire Tank Pirates may have already left, and on top of that, I think she really wants Sanji. See, I hate to keep bringing up other theorists and other YouTubers, not because I hate competition, but I just kind of feel like it's awkward to keep mentioning other people. But I think Joy Boy had another theory, or it might have been a combination Joy Boy Dritch the theorist sort of thing, but the idea that Pudding may have, in the beginning when she was describing Sanji to the Straw Hats at the beginning of Whole Cake Island, she may have been speaking to what her third eye possibly showed her in the future, because we don't know all the different abilities of the third eye. Usually, I believe, third eye in any work of fiction or mythology usually points to some form of foresight. So she may have seen a conversation between her and Sanji, and I think she's probably going to seek him out instead of Chiffon, because he might be easier to find. They'll make the cake, and I mean, yeah, that's it. They'll make the cake, and while Big Mom's stuffing her face, the Straw Hats will make their escape. I'm not a big fan of Sanji making this cake for Big Mom, personally, just because I'm kind of looking forward to the end of Whole Cake Island, just so we can kind of get a roundabout feeling of what everything entailed. Also, making food for the enemy is kind of, I know it's Sanji's thing, but I'm just not too into it personally. But yeah, that's my chapter review. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation, the whole chapter. What were your feelings on the idea that Sanji might actually end up making a wedding cake for Big Mom? If you guys have any theories, feel free to throw that out. I'm going at about 14 minutes. This is way longer than I expected, but I'm a little fucked up, so I'm a little less organized than usual. But all in all, have a great day. Comment, rate, subscribe.